Ini hauna kubhadhara
warohwa nechimotikari
chimoto changoti uraso chiwa 360 camera. Those are the issues that we want to talk about. You can watch this on our Facebook page, Capi Talk 100.4 FM, or you can also call in on 0772 269 229 or 0772 269 241 with your questions. Good morning to you, Mr. Francis Mandaza, and thank you so much for coming.
Good morning, Tinashe. Thank you for having me on the program.
Thank you so much.
Good morning also, Pakistan.
Boss, what say?
Good, how are you?
Tafaro getine mina tinonyatsofara kufarisisa chako.
Mr. Mandaza, Matska line, so drive Matska line.
Aiwa, isitoziva kupaka zvakanaka saka titsike malines.
We want to understand issues to do with parking in the city of Harare.
Yes.
Like right now, ndikutobuda panapa ndoenda mtown. Probably along Julius Nyerere, and I park right there.
Yes.
Ndobuda zvangu ndopinda mushopu ndoda kunotenga in the next probably 10 minutes chete or even less. Am I entitled to pay a parking fee of $1 for that moment?
Yes. Thank you so much, Tinashe. I think maybe pekutotangira ndepekuti parking yemuharare inomanagwa in terms of Harare parking bylaws. Ndo anotaura kuti zvirehwa zveparking. Kana wapaka, what are you expected to do? And kune the first bylaw yanikada kutaura concerning your question, in answering your question. Kune inonzi prepaid parking bylaw. Inotaura kuti you pay first before leaving your vehicle. So yes, you are expected to pay for parking before you transact your business. As soon as you disembark, as soon as you park, you are supposed to pay for parking. However, we have also, above from the law, we have also introduced a grace period, which is an operational instruction or work modality that we introduced besides what the law says. Tichitry kuratidza vanhu kuti no, we are not just after enforcing or clamping your vehicles. So takaisa a grace period yekuti after you park and we attend to your vehicle first, we issue a notice kuti takuatenda na 8 a.m. and then we wait for 15 minutes grace period to give you an allowance, enough room to pay. We have a lot of payment platforms. You choose how you want to pay for parking. So you have 15 minutes to comply. Beyond the 15 minutes, in Opanozuyama issues the enforcement to say, I think we have given you enough room to pay, but you haven't complied. Yes.
Okay, so 25 minutes before 9 is our time.
Saka ndichingopaka pipeline dziri motikari andofanira kutanga kutonyora ndatongosvika ndozvo zvinoreva.
Yes, if you park your vehicle, you are supposed to own up and comply with the bylaw and pay for parking. So what our staff does is that when you park, they come to your vehicle and they enter your vehicle in the system to see if you have not paid using other platforms. And then if you have not paid, they approach you, they greet you, and you then pay for parking. Yes.
Okay, so questions are already coming in. You can come through on WhatsApp or you can call us in and speak to Mr. Mandaza from City Parking on 0772 269 229 or 0772 269 241.
Inini mubvunzo wangu waMandaza uri pachimotikari. Chimotikari chinoshanda sei chimotikari chai chinokutenderera? Unonzwa uchinzi une tiketi rako kaningirira kuya una kuri bhadhara warohwa nechimotikari. Chinoshanda sei chimotikari chai?
Okay, so isusu say City Parking. One of the things that have kept us on our feet is efficiency through the use of technology in parking management. We operate in a volatile environment which is prone to revenue leakages, and therefore tinoisa ma systems in place kuti ti increase or kana improve efficiency yedu in terms of our pace or rate of attendance to vehicles. So taka introduce that automatic vehicle reg number recognition vehicle. What it does, chirikungoita the same thing zvirikuitwa nema parking marshals, which is logging my vehicles, attending to my vehicles. But our parking marshals are using manual ways, or they are using those machines, right? So they are slow. So we have an automated way to log in vehicles. So it drives past the street, automatically logging every vehicle that is in the street. Those that have paid, it recognizes them as such, and those that have not yet paid, it then enters to say you have not paid.
But Mr. Mandaza, tiri vanhu venyama tinotaurirana tinongotonzwanana. Ndasvika muparking bay, Francis is the marshal there. Ndataura naona frangu sha ndodongomhanya tusike ndodai but alright manya yenyu muide mukurumidze mabuda ndongokupai kana 2 minutes muite zvamuda kuita. Kamota kobva kapfuura isusu tataurirana namarshal kana patanzwanana. Marshal yosvika asida kumbozwawo nyaya yedu kuti vanhu havanzwanana here kana taseka mota kungosvika kachitondirova apa tawirirana zvakanaka namarshal ari on the ground.
Mataura zvakanaka asi mazoisa nyaya yedu maisa kusocial kind of chivanhu arrangement. From a business perspective, I'm not seeing vanhu vawirirana, I'm seeing revenue leakage. And therefore, we have to plug in all the, because you are just perhaps describing corruption in a very sweet manner, where you have room to discuss and bypass the law using your social skills. And that's collusion, right? So we are saying technology now is coming even to close in those gaps and say, what does the law say? Have we complied? And how best can we ensure that we are running efficiently using technology so that we remove the human intervention? Yes.
And the revenue leakage, you are talking about the revenue leakage. How bad I said that?
And because we have lost $1, where you have not paid, we have lost $1.
But there's a question here on WhatsApp which says that city parking clamping cars per 5 avenue shops, yet hapana kana signage informing motorists.
It is not true. We would have to maybe investigate who is clamping there. But take note that City of Harare Traffic Enforcement have jurisdiction in the Greater Harare area to enforce traffic bylaws. They can go kwa machipisa and say awona kupaka zvakanaka. They can go to any other localities within Harare and enforce traffic bylaws in as much as we see them even in roadblocks. Wachito controller traffic, they also enforce on all those things. So it could be, I suspect maybe it's the City of Harare Traffic Enforcement doing their work. As city parking, our work is restricted within the 4 corners of Hebeti Tepo, Enterprise, Rotten Row, and
thank you. Mvunzo wangu kupetsera satenda kumafoni. Kwa ini ndaisirwa chikwere pa reserved base nekamota. So you go to reserved parking, the one that the company always pay for in advance, and then kamota kopagandwa chikwere.
Or maybe I am mwana kaiswa signage akanze reserved parking.
Yes.
Mabei
we have every vehicle that is exempted in one way or the other is actually in the system. Every vehicle that is exempted is in the system.
It's not the place, it's the vehicle. Yes. Place actually reserved.
Where the place is reserved. Also remember the vehicle is being controlled and operated by a person who has a map of all the streets and they know how to navigate in all those areas. We have government reserved base in town where they are not being logged. But you see, the beauty about this system is that it captures images that we can always refer to. Suppose there is any query that comes and it can be resolved using those images.
Okay, great. Let's go on to our lines. They are flashing big time. 0772-269-229 or 0772-269-241. Feel free to get in touch with us with your questions to Mr. Mandaza from City Parking. Good morning on Capi Talk.
How are you?
Good morning, and please go ahead with your question for Mr. Mandaza.
Right, thank you very much. I had an encounter. I was parked along facing Samora myself. One parking marshal came and built my vehicle. Then another marshal again comes to build the same vehicle. I got 2 tickets within the same hour. This issue was actually resolved when I had to go to their office, I think, behind the backstage. Then also, another issue, I was also parked in town. Dealing with the marshal, he's trying to process an online payment. Their vehicle comes through. We are experience. After something, what would I experience saying, look to Mandaza? Can you use this in our Mandaza?
You'd want to listen on radio for his response, or you want to keep holding on? Okay, thank you. Right, there's a question too.
We have an intelligent system that says even if we punch in 5 tickets within the same hour, hypothetically, our system recognizes 1 because it's within the same hour. So you don't have to worry if that happens. Also, I think the issue of online payments, it's before you have paid. So the principle is that before you make any payment, you can actually be logged in by this automatic vehicle. But again, not to worry, because remember, this is one system. So if the vehicle logs you and you make a payment to the marshal, it goes in the system and knocks off that area that the vehicle.
Is it automatic?
It's automatic. Yes, it's automatic. So you don't need to worry. It's seamless and it's synchronized. What the marshal is doing and what the vehicle is doing, it's synchronized.
Okay, let's go back onto the line. Good morning on Capi Talk.
Hi, morning. How are you?
Fine, and how are you, say? Please go ahead with your question for Mr. Mandaza.
Right, mine and the voting question. I want to know what do you are in charge in a draw my parking base here in town? Which my bearing a draw at 2-2. She knows the confused about the park fire.
All right, thank you so much. He will respond for you on radio.
Yes, we are in charge of marking parking bays, and you know the structure of parking bays of streets may change from time to time. Street Rangarimbori 2-way can turn into a 1-way, and that prompts changes even in the markings. And you know those kind of paints that we use are very difficult to erase. So in some cases, perhaps that's what he's referring to. But we have obliterated most of the parking bays before we put new ones. And I think we used to have that problem, but nowadays I think we have resolved the parking bay marking issues.
Okay, so 8:45 is our time on Capital.
Are you responsible for parking yes in Harare? Because tinoona vemakombi vanopaka pavanoda. Isu atombo kwanisa kupaka because makombi anenge akatotora chirengi chese cheche. Vakapaka even in the opposite direction.
Kona Robert Mugabe and Angwa now Seretse Kama. Towards Angwa City. Pakona ipo bye. Ini ndotosvika ipapo ndoshaiwa parking. Ndotosungirwa kunzi obstruction. And yet pandoda kupinda pakapaka kombi, it's not a rengi yemakombi. How do you deal with that?
So because vanotopfura vakati vachitopfura pamakombi, those guys very city park.
So we don't manage ranks ourselves. We don't manage ranks. We manage parking bays.
Then they are not managing them because it's me who's supposed to park there.
Yes, they are a difficult lot, I think, to acknowledge. They're a difficult lot to deal with. There is lawlessness there, but we log those vehicles, and they are supposed to pay. Some of them they pay for parking, they comply, but most of them they run away, just like the Mishika-shikas. If you go by Leopold Takawira, they're supposed to be paying. You put tickets on the vehicles, but they're always running away. But our system is intelligent such that we can blacklist your vehicle. Suppose you keep accruing arrears, we can blacklist your vehicle. We know we are not after running battles, but smart enforcement.
Okay, so you are talking about traffic enforcement. Umaruti, they are not ranks, they are bays that you are managing.
Yes, we are managing
but
parking.
They tend to be ranks now.
Yes, we are managing. That's why I'm saying if a combi parks in a normal parking bay, it pays for parking.
Okay.
Non-payment thereof is non-compliance. Yes.
There's someone on WhatsApp who says that I have a personalized plate in Echikweret Chekuma 45, I think $45. But the funny thing is, Chino is one a marshal 1 between 7 a.m. and 7:15 before Matanga Basa. Bays are turned into rates. Okay, that's another comment as well. That's a good question. And every day, na 7 between 7 a.m. and 7:15. Personalized plate at such query to that.
I think that's a unique
Situation.
That's a unique situation, and I would want maybe to get the contact of that person so that we can assist off air. Yes, but that's a unique.
All right, Mr. Mandaza, I've been to other countries.
Yes.
When you see my parking bays, they are parking bays that are specifically designated for the disabled people.
Yes.
Do we have such bays in Harare?
We do, but most importantly, we actually have exemption for the disabled. City of Harare processes exemptions for the disabled. They approach townhouse and they get a special exemption disc which exempts them from parking in the CBD. Yes.
Morning, please maybe explain why after paying you may be claimed to be told you're on the line. Mandregedza chibhadhara kuti ndiripo pandakapaka but because yamwe munondudza ndakatsika line ndakurengerwa kana kuklemberwa motikari yangu nekutsika line but imatombogamuchira kuti pari bhopo wakapaka.
We train our staff to be courteous and advise drivers if they are wrongly parked, but also let's take a bit of responsibility as drivers. When we park our vehicles, we are licensed drivers. Let's make sure that our vehicles park correctly. There are a litany of other offenses that can be, violated during parking, and we cannot put it all on the parking attendant to see that your vehicle does not have a license, your vehicle is straddling on parking lines or is obstructing, whatever. I think let's be responsible drivers and let's take ownership of how we park. And yes, we train our marshals to be courteous, to tell you that Magatsika line asingati seinyaya maoko edu ndokuti tigone kuisolve.
Gogo Kags in Borodo says ini ndakaklembwa kunzi ndapaka ndakatsika line asi pakanga pasina kana line raioneka. Was I wrong?
I think your demarcation lines are faint now, some of them.
Yes, we are actually right now as we speak, we are actually marking. So once in a while after the rains, we mark it. Before the rains, we also mark. I don't want to really defend. It depends with the context. But like I said, it's also a city parking. We claim for non-payment of parking fees. And then we have City of Harare Traffic Enforcement that enforces on all the other bylaws. Which are our Tsika line, our Namtero, our Ita say that's City of Harare.
So is city parking? Ininda kanopaka mbei motikari yangu ya expire mutero imimi chenyu parking bay dora chete zvemutero kuti une licensed vehicle or not, it's not your business.
Enforced by City of Harare Traffic Enforcement.
All right, let's go on the line. Good morning on Capi Talk.
Hello, Masini.
Dokumbera kuti mudzikise volume yeredio yenyu ipapo tinyatsokunzwai zvakanaka.
Okay, maakundinzwa ka?
Takukunzwai, taurai zvenyu takateerera.
Makadi zvenyu.
Tinofara makadiwo.
Zvangu about city parking. Pane chavai advertise previous week take QR code. Vakachigona chatiri kufara nacho digital takukwanisao kuskana tisiri kutsvaka nemamashal because mamashals aya aiwa atangiki saka ida kutaura kuti hapa nemaQR codes avakaisa mustreet aya vakagona chirungu chaicho.
Thank you so much. I think she is referring to we have consolidated our self-service.
All right, thank you so much for your call. Maybe you can listen on radio as he responds to that. Okay, you can go ahead.
We have issued QR codes, and we are still distributing QR codes that you can stick on your vehicle. And once you park, you can scan. It then leads you to our self-service payment platforms. As you are aware that right now you can now pay for parking on your mobile phone using *192# or using our WhatsApp platform, which is 0719 515 601.
Okay, can you read this question for me?
It says, city parking, please train your staff. They are very rude. What's courteous at all? It's a comment, right? I would want to give you comfort and tell you that we have actually finished our 2 weeks training focusing on parking marshals, and this was customer service training to just equip them with customer service skills. I think we are going to see a lot of improvements in terms of how we serve, in terms of courtesy, in terms of our behavior and the contact with the public. So I've noted that, and we have just finished that training. And what we are expecting now is to see an improvement and feedback also from our stakeholders to say, are they seeing any changes in regards to how we are serving? I think let's give them time. We finished the training last weekend, and I think we are going to see.
No,
you see, let me tell you something, Partisan. You will never improve if you don't realize your mistakes, right? So well, look, we have bad apples. We have good people. 90% of our employees are not rude, but that 10% will tarnish the whole batch. So we have gone through, we have taken them through customer service training, and we are definitely improving.
Anzi ndibvunzireyo vakuru vecity parking avo kuti ko mari dzeparking vanodzishandisa chii? Iyo CBD ine mapoto iji Harare Street and Kaguvi Mbuya Neanda kuma avenues kwese uko.
Anzi kuma avenues ndotopaka mudust and ndozibhadhare mari hapana kana line.
I think in regards to mari dzeparking, Isusu city parking, we are mandated by council to collect parking fees, and we remit the agreed percentage yavanoda to council. We are not charged with the responsibility to pave my roads. That's a prerogative and responsibility of the city. So we cannot fully account for the making of roads, but we remit money or revenue collected from parking fees to council on a monthly, and we have been doing that religiously.
Let's go on the line. Good morning on Capi Talk.
Good morning, Tinashe. How are you?
Fine, and how are you doing, sir? Please go ahead with your question or contribution.
All right. Inini chekutanga ndamboudza ava vekucity parking, because chitanga chirongwa vataura kuti mamarshals avo, they come and they greet you. They don't even greet you vanhu ivava Tinashe. Vanongouya vakatomira kumberi kwemota yako, obva atotanga kutobaya foni yako, haataure newe kana kumhoresa kana. Handiti ka?
Taurai, yes, takateerera mukoma.
Ozoya chimwe chinhu kuti andoda kutaura inini ndechekuti marshal anouya handiti ka, obva akubhadharisa parking. Paanokubhadharisa parking pachoka inenge iri no parking, but marshal will allow you kuti upake omupa mari. Then city council yozouya yokuklemba yokudza kuti wapaka panhu pasiri, but marshal aaccepta mari yako atokupa ticket wakatopaka ipapo ozoklemba. Then imwe issue kuti kandire pama unloading zone, unoona vanobhadhara vanega vakasvika 10 nekuti havachabhadhara, panhu ipapo panenge pakanyorwa neyellow pen. Then city park yozouya yozomaka ukapaka panhu pakadaro ipapo, then city council ukamuka kubva kuklemba kuti panhu pakadaro ipapo.
Aiwa, tinotenda mukoma. Ndokumbira kuti tipe vamandaza mukana wokupindura makateerera zvenyu paredhiyo penyu. Okay.
Ndofunga iyo yekukwazisa ma-customers. I've given you assurances that we have trained staff yedu. So whatever was happening before, let's give them a chance. And we are going to improve from the training. But also let me mention vakati masha vanongomira kumberi otanga kupanja. Before we approach a vehicle, because takaisa self-service, anditika yekuti you can pay on your phone. wega wakagara mota mako. So before we bother you, maybe uchatoda kunetswa, maybe you're on your phone, we check first if you have paid. So pandiri kupanja mota yako ndisati ndakukwazisa, I'm checking now if you have already paid, so that I may not have to bother you. And then Anzi, we take payment Pasinga Park. Look, like I said before, Pasinga Park, my drivers they don't know to pass here, and it's correctly demarcated with no parking. But the issue at Dilanayo Patsan, we are dealing with the traffic issues in the CBD. There are people, actually, some of the people deliberately park where there is no parking, thinking that we will not reach them. This is what we do. If we make you pay for parking, you then move to park correctly, because you are parking Pasinga Park, we're trying to avoid parking, right? So if we make you pay Wagamira Pasinga Park, you then have to comply and park correctly. Apaisina nyaya kutizana. Saka even chikwereti chaicho tokona kukuisira wakana wakapaka kumashure kwedzimwe motikari. Ibva ipapo enda unopaka zvakanaka, uri kukonzeresa traffic jam.
Pane auya futi atanzi ndibvunzirei kuti ndakapinda mubay just to pick someone so that I don't obstruct traffic flow. Ndoto reverse ndobuda within seconds. Am I supposed to be billed for that?
Pane chinhu chinonzi courtesy mukomatinacho chekuti wasvikawo panzvimbo pari kushandira vamwe, you can engage and say, guys, I'm here to pick up someone.
Haisi riye nodzokera pa leakage
no, it's okay. Tutora ndimatisa business in the African context.
Let's be brief because time media open.
Yes. Yeah. So I think just as courtesy to say, no, I'm not parking. And I think you can be understood if you are parking for. Remember, that's the logic why we also put grace period and all that.
No,
but
grace period.
Sorry. But as soon as you park, you are supposed to pay for parking. Parking is paid from 1 minute to 1 hour.
Apana grace period, apana utaura.
Grace period iripo, but haisi yekusabhadhara. Grace period ndeyekuti tikupe allowance before clamping. So ukapaka immediately, suppose wapaka na 9 o'clock, tinokuisira ticket. Asi hatikuklembe until 15 minutes alapsa. Because ukupa mukana wokubhadhara.
Kunyaya yekuti mamarshals anyanotiza ozomarira kuti uclaim outriza.
Iyoyo ndo yatakasolva kana grace period. Tikati susuka to avoid ambush handitika
Mr. Mandaza, let me hold you there.
But also
time media Thank you so much, Mr. Mandaza. Thank you for coming from City Parking. We have to cross over for the news at 9 a.m.
Thank you.